Thanks, so. Thanks for your Long Island. You can go get another one. Yeah, I said I'd do it, so. We good? I better stop talking about. Yeah, okay, we'll see you. See you after you're on, thank you. Okay, well, no rest for the wicked, might as well just keep going. Calgary-Bold in their ever so flashy red for tonight's game, and Team-Nova-Scotia in their blues. Afternoon, folks. Back on the old mic with Nathan behind the camera. 116 folks tuning in from coast to coast to coast. Appreciate you being able to be here with us. I got Fang Dangled into making the call for tonight's game as well, so happy to be here. Going to get underway here shortly. You done after this, Nathan, or no? 17 games later. It's fine. It's fine. What else are you going to do today? You're fine. Perfect. Lots of fans in the stands, folks. Lots of people tuning in. Should be a great game here. Rounded out for a Wednesday night. Blankhorn gets a start for Calgary-Bold. Looks like Holt for Team-Nova-Scotia. Calgary-Bold take the free ring in the neutral zone. We're underway. Calgary-Bold drops down to Lister. Lister with a far shot. Finds Chapman. Katie battling away. Dunn over to support. Riley top. Back to Dunn. Dunn back to Riley. Riley with the reset. Or not. Nope, no reset. There's Katie coming in for the reset and the shot. Just up over the net. And that will cause the stoppage to play with a 30-second violation. Holt to take it for Team-Nova-Scotia. Free ring. Holt over to Chason. Chason busting it up. Up into the neutral zone. Over to Dyer. Dyer back to Chason, busting in 1-on-1. Good defense by Calgary-Bold. Ava Will forcing that. Back over to Lister. Lister's going to start in her end from behind the net. Looking for some support in the neutral zone. Up to Chapman. Chapman back over to Lister. Lister with a backhand shot. Delayed penalty on Team-Nova-Scotia. And looks like it's a roughing call against Montborquette, number 17 for Team-Nova-Scotia. That's Montborquette for roughing at 8:54 in the first. Faulkner, Elfin, and Miller out for Calgary-Bold, with Marlborough and Landers playing D. Miller driving for Calgary-Bold, back up to Faulkner. Faulkner over just out of the reach of Elfin. Doyle top triangle for Team-Nova-Scotia. Forced into the outside. No shot. Elfin surveys back. Drops it down low for Faulkner. Faulkner looks for a shot. Good defense by Team-Nova-Scotia, breaking that opportunity up. They come up with it. Stunden up into the neutral zone. Team-Nova-Scotia comes up with it. Far past the far half boards. Eating up those precious seconds on that penalty. Team-Nova-Scotia drops in, spin around or move. In the slot. Goes back to the far side to take a 1-0 lead over Calgary-Bold. 8:13 in the first. 1:19 still left in the penalty. McLeod and Hogue on D for Team Nova Scotia. Adams up front. Along with Thorpe. Calgary-Bold. Walter drops it down low for McKnight. McKnight avoiding her players. Drops over to Jocelyn. Galbraith up to Chuckles. Chuckles gets in. It goes backhand, trying the same shot far side. Just goes wide. Marin, hard forecheck, causes that turnover, comes up with it. And it looks like it was a crease violation, 5 seconds. So it will be a free ring for Holt to play. Holt over to McLeod. McLeod for Team Nova Scotia. Up into the neutral zone for Thorpe. Thorpe trying to bust free. They do. They get it away from Walter and a little bit of a trip. And Walter takes a trip, or interference is the call, I guess. So with 7:27 left in the first, we'll have a little 4-on-4 action. Oh, sorry. That's not interference. Sorry. That's a penalty shot, folks. 7:27, penalty shot was called. Walter on Adams. And we'll have a very exciting penalty shot. Nathan's digging it behind the camera. Stripes are whistling it in for Adams. Adams ready to go. Blankhorn stacking the pads between the pipes for Calgary-Bold. Adams with speed right up the gut. Looking for a move, one move, and shoots it wide. And Sadie Blankhorn comes up with a great glove save. Crucial save early on in the game, keeping it 1-0 for Team Nova Scotia. Nagel will take the free ring in the offensive zone for Team Nova Scotia. Team Nova Scotia starts along the half boards. Drops back to Nagel. Nagel looking for some passing up front. Nagel drops. Number 12 comes in a hard shot. That's Daigle as well. Looking for a reset. Good stick by, looks like, Faulkner. A little bit of contact along the boards. And Team Nova Scotia is going to get called for a rough. That's number 12 for Team Nova Scotia, Daigle, at 6:58 in the first. So for 4 seconds, Calgary-Bold will have a 3-on-2 opportunity. Two Chapman sisters out with Faulkner. Over to Faulkner. Faulkner back to Chapman. Chapman down low. Oh, just out of the reach of Katie. That is 3-on-3 now. Or sorry, back to 5-on-4, but 3 girls in the triangle. Chapman back over to Faulkner. Faulkner looping around. Team Nova Scotia loses their... Oh! Danny Faulkner fires a shot just over the shoulder of Holt. At 6:36, Faulkner buries one up over the shoulder of Holt, negating the rest of the penalty to Team Nova Scotia, and we have a 1-1 tie. $167 folks streaming. Appreciate you being here. And Team Nova Scotia to start in the neutral zone. Calgary-Bold comes up with it. Walter in the corner. Walter skating up in the guts. Passes over to the neutral zone. Able to get it down low to Miller. Miller picks it up. Drops it over to Walter. Walter below the ringette line. Battling against 2 Team Nova Scotia players. It's a goalie ring called as Stunden and Nagel came in. Sub to play it. Holt to play it. Holt drops it back for Adina. Judy up into the neutral zone. Team Nova Scotia gets 6 on it, able to knock it down in below the ringette line. Trying to go all the way over. Good hard stick by Elfin, break that up. Calgary-Bold answering in the neutral zone. Sturchy all the way down for Miller. Miller surveying the scene, drops it down low. Galbraith coming in. Galbraith waiting for forwards to come into position. Chuckles and McKnight out there. Galbraith with a quick shot. Looking for a reset. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Galbraith driving at the top of the triangle. Gets through. Gets a shot off. And gets it up over the stick of Holt. Great individual effort by Jocelyn Galbraith for Calgary-Bold. At 5:27 in the first, Calgary-Bold takes a 2-1 lead. Bold to start neutral zone for Team Nova Scotia. Back down to McDonald. McDonald in the neutral zone looking for some support. Over the blue line, just out of reach. Oh, and they come up with it. Team Nova Scotia loops around. Coming across the half boards. Drop pass. Coming to the top of the triangle. Nothing there. Great defense. Calgary-Bold. Jocelyn does get a stick on it. Battles away. Lister playing D to D. Back over to Ava Will. Ava Will moving her feet. Good D to D support for Calgary-Bold. Lister comes up with it. Solid forecheck out of Team Nova Scotia. Back to the D. Ava Will up. That's a 2-line pass, so Hoag's able to come up with it. Fires it back right into Galbraith. Takes a little bit of a stick from Adams. Drops it down low for Rudnicki. Chuckles surveying the scene. Blankhorn gets to the net. Quick shot out of Katie Chapman, right on the stick of Dunn. 4 in for Calgary-Bold. Adams working the top of the triangle. McDonald and Hoag on defense for Team Nova Scotia. 10 seconds left. All the way over to Faulkner. Faulkner with a hard shot, just up over the net. Comes to Chapman, still looking for a reset. Faulkner fires it just wide. Stoppage of play with a 30-second violation. Holt. And Team Nova Scotia with a rare defensive free ring. Hayward out for Team Nova Scotia. Along with Chason. Hayward to take the free ring. Drops it back to Chason and immediately gets attacked by 2 Calgary-Bold players. A hard forecheck. Dunn and Chapman come up with it. Dunn over to skating at the top of the ringette line. Dunn drops it for Riley Chapman. Riley over to Katie. Katie looking for a shot. Back to Dunn. Dunn back to Katie. Katie makes one move up on her stick. Katie looking for a shot. Bouncing ring. Holt's able to make that glove save. Quick up to Doyle. Again, relentless forecheck out of Calgary-Bold. Chapman comes up with it. Drops it back to Chapman. Quick move to the outside. Tries to go upstairs and just up and over and hits the mesh for a stoppage of play. Quick whistle in for Holt. Katie Chapman knocks it down. Slowing it down. Over to her sister Riley. Riley down low for Dunn. Chason coming in. Dunn comes up with it. Behind the net. Calgary-Bold's able to make some forward changes. Over to Faulkner. Faulkner makes one move. Fires a shot. Bolt's able to knock that down with the glove. Pulled hard up to Haywood. Haywood up into the neutral zone. Players are jamming away at it. Walter comes up with it in the defensive zone. Quick up into the neutral zone. A little bit of a rolling ring. Comes back over the blue line. Back up to Miller. Miller will fire it all the way down. Faulkner and Chason battling. For stoppage of play. It'll be a free ring for Calgary-Bold. McKnight, Galbraith, and Chuckles up there on the free ring. McKnight back over to Chuckles. Rudnicki comes around, survey the scene. Doesn't have a lane, just going to survey, loop around on the half boards. Good hard stick by Team Nova Scotia. Calgary-Bold comes up with it. Galbraith looking for a drop pass. McKnight comes back to McKnight. Good hard stick by Hagel. Comes back over the ringette line. Calgary-Bold able to drop it back down. Rudnicki comes up with it. Drops it down low for McKnight. McKnight looking for a shot, pass. Drops it for Galbraith. Galbraith fires and just short side goes wide. McKnight's able to pick that up. Duty doing a good job forcing it to the outside. Hagel at the top for Team Nova Scotia. Stunning on her side now. McKnight back over to Chapman. Chapman driving. Quick shot. Rebound comes up. Hagel's able to slow it down. Holt plays it quickly to Duty. Duty going for a little bit of a skate. Duty up into the neutral zone. Trying to spring Team Nova Scotia. They do. They get a step. Great defensive play to force it to the outside. Slow it down. Team Nova Scotia just below the ringette line. Comes up with it. 1:35 left in the first. Team Nova Scotia with a far shot. As clock time was running down on the 30-second shot clock. Good forecheck by Team Nova Scotia. Calgary-Bold comes up with it. That's Lister. Lister all the way over to her D partner. Up into the neutral zone. Just out of her reach. They jam away at it at the neutral zone. Team Nova Scotia comes up with it. That's Stunnan. Avoiding two players. Good hard forecheck. Stunnan just loops it in there. Lister comes up with it. Lister looking for some support. Chapman into the neutral zone. Chapman over to Chapman. And drop below the ringette line. Right out in front for Dunn. Just out of her reach. Serving the scene. Back to Chapman. Alton's in front. Looping around, gonna pick it up. Chapman's gonna go for a change. Miller comes out. Alton for a shot. Bouncing ring right into the crease. Holt's gonna play it. Quick over to Dyer. Dyer with a quick up over to Doyle. But Calgary-Bold's able to make the play. Montbriquet looking for some support. Drops it back down below the goal line for Hogue. Hogue's gonna start from behind her net. Team Nova Scotia up into the neutral zone. Bank pass. Back down into the defensive zone. Miller battling away. Oh, they get tripped up a little bit. And a hooking penalty was called against number 8, Miller, with 13 seconds left in the first. That's Miller for a hook with 13 seconds left in the first. So it'll go all the way down into the offensive zone for Team Nova Scotia for a free ring. McDonald and Hogue on D for Team Nova Scotia. It was a quick shot and then a whistle. It doesn't look like the score clock was up fast enough when the refs blew it in. All P's in, we'll do it again. Daigle to take the free ring for Team Nova Scotia. Whitty in front, causing that screen. No shot. Daigle comes back to Adams. Adams back to Daigle. Daigle with a quick shot. Right in the breadbacks of Blankhorn. Blankhorn eats that up, and that'll wind down the first quarter. 2-1 Calgary-Bold over Team Nova Scotia in the first. Starting to snow here in Ottawa. Strange weather. It's nice, it rains, now it's snowing. It's weird, sounds like Calgary. Calgary got 4 inches apparently overnight. Expect another 4 tonight. Pretty sure it'll all be melted by the time we land though on the weekend. $193 folks tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Hayward take the free ring for Team Nova Scotia. 1:47 left on Calgary-Bold. Miller's penalty. Team Nova Scotia up over the blue line. Right on her was Chapman. Stoppage play for a goalie ring. Blankhorn take the free ring. Walter out there with Sturchy. Blankhorn back to Chapman. Chapman comes back, support the D. Riley, all the way up. Over the blue line, looking for that pass. Sturchy for McKnight. Broken up. Team Nova Scotia comes up with it. 1:20 left in the penalty. Hard pass in the neutral zone. Sturchy comes up with that. Drops it down for McKnight. McKnight picks it up. McKnight and Chapman out there. Adams at the top of the triangle for Team Nova Scotia. Ava Will comes out for Calgary-Bold, supporting Chapman. Ooh, good hard shot by Calgary. Here's Maya Elfin. Holt will play it. Holt quick over to her D. It's number 4, Duty. Long pass up into the neutral zone. Hoag's able to pick that up. Or sorry, that's Daigle. Daigle down for Adams. Whitty posting up in front. Good, solid move. That's a great save by Blankhorn to get her glove on it. Comes out. They jam away at it top. Lister's able to play back to Blankhorn, slow it down. Lister picks it up the ring. Adams hard on her. Lister avoids Adams. Looking for Chapman in the neutral zone. Chapman all the way down for Elfin. Team Nova Scotia comes up with it. Quick pass up into the neutral zone as Team Nova Scotia was making a change. Calgary-Bold comes up with it. Elfin drops it all the way down low for Sturchy. Sturchy over to Chapman. Chapman doesn't have a lane. She's going to circle back along the half boards. Chapman behind the net. Stunning and Duty on for Team Nova Scotia D. Over to Chapman for a reset. 6-second bounce and ring a little bit. Back into Holt. Team Nova Scotia looking for some help there. D to D, they come up with it. Calgary-Bold, hard on the forecheck. Nova Scotia trying to get it down to Doyle. Dunn's able to scoop up that up. Dunn over to Marlborough. Marlborough back over to Dunn. Dunn will take it below the ringette line. Calgary-Bold making a change. Faulkner coming in on the far side with Chapman. Faulkner posting up on the goal line. Chapman drops it down to Faulkner. Doyle top triangle for Team Nova Scotia. Danny from far outside, using the screen at the top of the triangle and going short side at 6:58. That's Chapman to Faulkner at 6:58 in the second. Calgary-Bold 3-1. Sturchy and Walter in the back end for Calgary-Bold. Miller, Faulkner, and Chapman up front. Team Nova Scotia gets it in down low, looking for a behind the back pass. And Montbriquet gets taken down by number 2 Walter in front of Blankhorn at 6:46 in the second. That's Walter for a cross check on Montbriquet at 6:46 in the second. Hoag plays over to Dyer. Dyer's going to loop behind the net. Sorry, that's Nagel. Nagel and Dyer. Montbriquet coming in. Busting. She's got a lane. She tries to go far side. Skated in the crease, and it'll be a crease violation, so a free ring. Great save by Blankhorn. Sadie plays it up to Lister. Team Nova Scotia is on her. Lister's able to come up with it. Back to Will, her D partner. Up into the neutral zone for McKnight. McKnight battling on the center line. Trying to get it all the way across. Team Nova Scotia, a hard long pass. Little give and go. Little spin move. Fakes it away. Montbriquet, no shot. Top of the triangle. Gets through. Lister drives backhand here. Nagel comes up with it. Nagel back over to Dyer. Montbriquet out in front, posting up. Elfin, good stick at the top of the triangle. Coming up. Oh, and another great stick by Montbriquet. They battle away at it. Montbriquet and Elfin. Marmarquette comes up with it, down Nagel below the ringette line. She's going for a change. Nagel and Dyer still on. Team Nova Scotia able to make a change. Hogue comes out now. Or sorry, that's Adams. My apologies. Adams. Oh, Team Nova Scotia tries for a shot. Oh, a little flip shot up over the net. There's Daigle. Behind the net, little truck and trailer. Daigle looking for that pass up over the ringette line. Turns and shoots. 30-second violation. Whitty out now. Drops it off to Galbraith. Galbraith going for a little bit of a skate. Galbraith up to Marlborough. Marlborough trying to spring Dunn. Dunn gets through. No lane. Oh, she blows a tire and goes in hard to the net. Or sorry, the boards, half boards. Team Nova Scotia comes up with it. Landers breaks that pass up. Back over to Landers. Landers going to slow it down. Drop it for Dunn. Dunn's going to skate behind the net. Out front, right out front to Chapman. Holt's able to make that save. Dunn comes up with it. Drops it down to Rudnicki. Rudnicki picks it up with 4:30 left in the second. Rudnicki over to Chapman. Chapman no shot. Over to Rudnicki. Rudnicki's no shot. Dunn circling back over to Chapman. Chapman all the way down to Dunn, and Dunn shoots, and Holt makes a great save upstairs. Quick ring toss. Dunn's battling away with it with chase on, and Calgary-Bold comes up with it. All the way over to Chapman. Chapman all the way back to Rudnicki. Good ring movement by Calgary-Bold. 15 seconds to shot clock. Chapman drops it for Alphen. Alphen skates behind the net. Calgary-Bold making some changes. Alphen for a reset. Just goes wide. They jam away at it. Nobody has possession, so it'll be a free ring for Holt with 3:41 left in the second. Holt high ring toss up to the ringette line. Team Nova Scotia jams away at it, fires it back up in the neutral zone. Walter comes up with it, drops it down low to Rudnicki. Rudnicki tries to go all the way back door to Chapman. Good sticks by Team Nova Scotia. Chapman avoids her player. Driving below the goal line. All the way, Galbraith's out there. Is that Galbraith? I can't see that far. Faulkner picks up it. Faulkner driving, comes back door for shot. I think that's Alphen. I think that's number 10. It is. Team Nova Scotia for a two-line pass. Walter all the way back in her defensive zone. Picks up with it. Fires it up into the neutral zone just out of the reach of Alphen. Team Nova Scotia comes up with it. Team Nova Scotia drops a hard pass all the way down low. Back to Walter. Walter below her goal line. Walter and Sturchy on the back end for Calgary-Bold. Walter over to Sturchy. Sturchy fires all the way down to Faulkner. She comes up with it. On Nagel's side. Faulkner comes up with it. Goes around Duty and goes upstairs over the left shoulder of Holt at 2:28. Faulkner at 2:28 in the second. 4-1 Calgary-Bold. Team Nova Scotia in the neutral zone. Oh, a little bit of a center ice violation. Skated out of the circle. So it will be Calgary-Bold free ring. Lister and Will in the back end with Galbraith and Miller, and McKnight all the way down in the offensive zone behind the net. Ava Will looking for a pass. Goes all the way far side to Lister. Lister drops it down. Galbraith does a good job getting her stick on it. Over to Miller. Miller drops below the ringette line. Nagel at the top of the triangle for Team Nova Scotia. Miller driving to the top of the triangle. A little bit of lane there. And just a bit outside. Goes up and into the match. Thanks, Nathan. Not everybody gets my humor. Calgary free ring. Galbraith to take it. Galbraith over to Mighty McKnight. McKnight over to Miller. Miller surveying the scene. Looking to go back to McKnight and blows a tire at the top of the triangle. Holt's able to pick that up. Drops it back to McDonald. McDonald all the way up into the neutral zone, just out of the reach of her teammate in the neutral zone. Marin's back there to pick it up. Over to Galbraith. Little cheater, pumpkin eater. Touching on both sides, causing a stoppage to play. So it'll be free ring for Team-Nova-Scotia with 1:29 left in the second. Chapman, Rudnicki, and Dunn up front with Marlborough and Landers in the back end. We've got Whitty on the back for Team-Nova-Scotia. Dig back to Whitty. Whitty with a shot. Oh, a little bit of a rebound there. Adams comes up with it. Little truck and trailer, Adams and Whitty. They change positions. Whitty driving the net. Adams looking for a pass. Adams comes all the way up top. Great defensive play by Landers to break up that pass or shot. McDonald picks up with it. Drops below the ringette line. McDonald all the way over to Adams. 6 seconds to shot clock. Adams trying to get it back out in front. Marlborough comes in, scoops it up. Marlborough up to Chapman. Chapman back over to Marlborough. Marlborough driving on the far side, looking for a shot. Gets a little contact, forced to the outside. It's a cross check with 39 seconds left in the second. So penalty to Team-Nova-Scotia. That's Hogue. With 39 seconds left in the second. Hogue, 2 minutes for cross check. Couple seconds ran off the clock there, folks. So Stripes coming over, asking the scorekeeper to reset it to 2 minutes on the penalty and 39 seconds. Great catch by them. 50 officials volunteering this week from across the country. We certainly appreciate them being able to be out here, allowing this week to happen. Walter and Sturchy on the back end. Sturchy fires it down low. Over to Faulkner. Faulkner all the way over to Chapman, just out of her reach. Chapman comes up with it, drops below the ringette line. Faulkner comes up, great save by Holt. Chapman comes up with it. Chapman back to Faulkner. Little bounce in the ring, back to Chapman. One move, goes backhand, just goes upstairs. Hayward comes up with it. And that concludes the first half of the game. 4-1 Calgary-Bold over Team-Nova-Scotia. 1:21 left in their penalty. Third quarter set to start here, folks. Looks like McKnight to start, along with Lister and Will. I believe Galbraith and Rudnicki. Duty on the back end for Team-Nova-Scotia with Stundon. along with Nagel and Dyer up front. Calgary-Bold drops it below the ringette line. Rudnicki with some speed. Drops over to Galbraith. Galbraith loops around on the half boards. Galbraith looking for Marin. Marin at the top of the triangle. Fires it, hits her own player in front of the net. Knocks down. Stun comes up with it. Fires it up over to Dyer. Dyer back over into Duty. Team Nova Scotia is able to get possession. Drop it below the blue line. Back over to Nagel. Coming across for a reset. Blankhorn's able to knock that down. Lister coming up. Lister over to Galbraith. Galbraith busting through the neutral zone. Quick move. Finds Ava Will. Will's going to circle down below the goal line. Drops over to Dunn. Dunn over to Chapman. Riley Chapman. Oh, good stick up front by Team Nova Scotia. Dunn's able to avoid that. Over back down low for Riley. 3 seconds of shot clock. Again, good hard stick. And time runs out on the 30-second shot clock. Holt to start. Holt to Stundon. Chapman and Dunn hard on the forecheck along the boards. Team Nova Scotia Stundon able to get that away, but Dunn comes up with it. Below the ringette line. Back to full strength, folks. Dunn surveying the scene. Katie at the high, Riley down low. Riley Chapman, back down to Katie Chapman, looking for a move. Coming back over to Riley. Riley down low for Dunn, just out of her reach. 12 seconds of shot clock. Dunn looking for lane, fires it. Holt's able to come up with that save. Over to Montbarquette. Montbarquette below her goal. Skates it out. Adams up in the neutral zone. Long, hard pass. Great pickup by Team Nova Scotia on the high. Daigle drops it down low. Back down to Montbarquette. Adam comes up with it. 1-on-1. Drops it. Daigle comes in. Hard shot. Blankhorn comes up with the save. They jam away at it. Looks like they were in the crease. So stoppage the play. Blankhorn will get the free ring. Calgary-Bold comes up with it below their goal line. That's Marlborough. Marlborough all the way up to Faulkner. Faulkner comes up with it. Hard sticks by Team Nova Scotia. Faulkner back down to Marlborough. Marlborough over to Alphen. Alphen picks it up. Over to Miller. Yeah, that is Alphen, sorry. 3 seconds of shot clock. Stoppage the play. McDonald and Faulkner battling along the boards. Holt to play it. Free ring. Holt drops it down for Hogue. Looking for some support in the neutral zone, just out of Team Nova Scotia's reach. 2-line pass. Calgary-Bold comes up with it. Alphen over to Faulkner. Faulkner all the way back. Oh, quick move. Sturchy up into Miller, just out of her reach. Team Nova Scotia comes up with it. Up to Whitty. Whitty looking to Springer, fires it all the way down. Blankhorn able to make that stick save. Ooh, Walter comes up with it. Up into the neutral zone. That's Alphen. Alphen back. Oh, little fall there. Faulkner. Below the ringette line. He's going to slow it down, allow everybody to have a little bit of a change. Galbraith down below the goal line. Working against Doyle, top of the triangle. Drops for McKnight. McKnight hard shot on Holt. There's a bit of a rebound. And Doyle's able to slow that down. Quick over to Hayward. Hayward up on the boards. Looking for some D support. Able to avoid McKnight. They jam away at it through the neutral zone. Almost pushed over the blue line. And there's going to be a call on the play. At 6:10 in the third. Looks like it's a call against Foreign for Team Nova Scotia at 6:10. 2 minutes for a rough. McKnight below the goal line. Up over to Chapman. Rudnicki on the far side. McKnight looking for a lane. Doesn't see it. Chapman. Great stick by Chason. Chapman at the top of the triangle. Over to McKnight. McKnight looking for a shot. Chason's able to break that up. Back to Chapman. Rudnicki's able to get it. 4 seconds of shot clock. It wasn't reset, looks like. Rudnicki comes in, trying to get it through. and that'll negate it. Here comes Chase on, busting out for Team Nova Scotia, just in the skates. Lister all the way back. Lister busting in, fires it up into the neutral zone. Drops back down low. Will, looking for somebody below the ringette line. Drops it back. Chapman busting in, Chase on an angle. Haywood on this side, Dunn looking for a reset, fires into Holt. Holt, quick up back to Hayward. Hayward looking for some support in the neutral zone. Team Nova Scotia able to get it just over the blue line, but Landers is there. Scoop it up for Calgary-Bold. Calgary-Bold quick up into the neutral zone. Marlborough back over to Landers. Landers driving. Oh, it's a great stick by Team Nova Scotia to negate that shot on net by Landers. Team Nova Scotia gets possession, drops below the blue line into the ringette line. That's Adams out there with Duty. Duty from Adams. Tries to go short side. 10 seconds in shot clock. Montbrquette down low for Adams. Cheater, pumpkin eater. Looks like he was in the crease. Blankhorn with the free ring. Blankhorn drops it for Marlborough. Landers. Landers picks it up. Adams working on Landers. Landers back over to Marlborough. Just out of a reach. He's able to recover. Montbrquette forcing it. Marlborough looking for some help. Montbrquette hard on that forecheck. Montbrquette with spin move. Back over to Galbraith. Galbraith drops it down low. Faulkner coming out for a reset. Just goes wide, far side. And a 30-second violation. Holt will have it. Free ring with 3:46 left in the third. 4-1, Calgary-Bold. Stundon able to pick it up. Stoppage of play. And it'll be a free ring for Calgary-Bold. Chuckles, Mighty McKnight, and Galbraith. All Beauview players in their younger days. Over to Galbraith. Galbraith comes high, looking for Lane. Back down low into Chuckles, just out of her reach. McKnight and Rudnicki able to take that opportunity away from Team Nova Scotia skating it out. Nagel. All P's in, will do it again with the free ring. Nagy at the top of the triangle for Team Nova Scotia. Over to McKnight. McKnight, quick pass back to Galbraith. It's in his feet. Duty comes up with it. Oh, good hard stick by Chuckles. Rudnicki back over to Galbraith. Galbraith's got some speed, driving in. Driving through the triangle. Looks for that backhand pass, and it just goes up and over the net. Good solid D by Team Nova Scotia. Holt looking for some support. Galbraith all over Stundon. Stundon's able to recover. Looking for that bank pass up into the neutral zone. Just out of reach, bouncing ring. Good solid D by Walter. Walter bangs it over the blue line. Gets a little bit of contact on that blue line. Bounces back up, smiling. She's okay. Done with the ring. Drops it for Chapman. Katie Chapman on the far side. Surveying the scene. Does look like it's a delayed penalty, folks. Blankhorn to the net, to the bench rather. Chapman back over to Faulkner. 12 seconds shot clock. Faulkner trying to go back over to Chapman. They jam away at it. They're able to come up with it, and a shot just goes wide. 3 seconds shot clock. Katie comes up with it and goes all the way through the crease. 30-second violation. And looks like a boarding call against Team Nova Scotia at 2:15 in the third. Looks like Daigle at 2:15 in the third for Team Nova Scotia. 2 minutes for boarding. Again, folks, the rare defensive free ring. McDonald to take it. Fires it all the way far side. Good hard stick by Elfin to come up with it. Chapman comes back for some support. Back over to Alphen, just out of reach. Comes up with it below the ringette line. Or sorry, that's Will. My 8s and 0s get a little mixed up. Sometimes they wear a belt. Dunn comes up with the ring. Chapman out there. Doyle comes up with it. Hangs on to it. Lister with a vicious stick to knock that away. Good hard stick. Comes up with it. 1:36 left in the quarter. Lister all the way over to Dunn. Alphen behind the goal. Miller at the top. Dunn with the pass back into the corner. Miller comes up with it. Driving to the net. Tries to come out front. Excuse me, Holt comes up with a pad save. Holt start with Team Nova Scotia in their zone. Fires it back up into the neutral zone. Back down low, below the ringette line. Miller comes up with it. Less than a minute left in the third, folks. McDonald on the far side. Doyle at the top of the triangle for Team Nova Scotia. Hogue on this side. Faulkner on Hogue's side. Doyle comes up with a hard stick. Good box out by Alphen. Comes up with possession. Alphen drops for Miller. Miller with a little trick play between her legs. Leaves it. Comes up with the possession over to Faulkner. Faulkner looking for a shot. Faulkner with a hard shot. Right into the pads of Holt. Holt's going to drop it out in front. Adams to pick it up. 30 seconds left in the quarter. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Team Nova Scotia. Good hard forecheck. They do spring McDonald. McDonald comes up with it. 17 seconds left in the quarter. 10 seconds to shot clock. McDonald at the top of the triangle. Looking for a shot. Landers forcing to the outside. Quick angled shot. Blankhorn's able to make that save. 5 seconds left in the quarter, folks. Landers able to skate it up. Up into the neutral zone to Galbraith. Galbraith will just fire it on to Holt. Holt makes that little pad save to the corner. And that concludes the third quarter. 4-1, Calgary-Bold over Team Nova Scotia. Well, folks, here we go. 10 more miles, Nathan. 10 more miles, buddy. Let's round it out. Call her a day. Again, big shout out to ISI Broadcasting. These fellas are working hard. Last 3 days, had a chance to work with 3 of them, and they do a bang-up job for us out here, streaming all across. So it's nice for everybody to be able to experience it as well who can't make it out here. Lots of whistles. And stoppage of play because the scoreboard did not start. Sturgeon Walter on the back end for Calgary-Bold. Chuckles, McKnight, and Galbraith. Good hard pass right up the guts for Team Nova Scotia. They're able to come up with possession. Mama Burkett comes up with it along the half boards. Just at the top of the triangle, or at the ringette line. Dyer, backhand pass, comes up and over. Chuckles was there. Chason fires it back down low to Mama Burkett. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Mama Burkett looking for a reset or a pass or a shot. Something in low. Dyer comes up with it. Oh, great reset. It's a great reset by Dyer. Mama Burkett. She was letting the ref know that it did hit Blankhorn, the goalie, after the time expired, and she quickly put her arm down, just letting her know. That's great. I love that. Mama Burkett back over to start with a free ring. Oh, great hard shot by Dyer, just out of the reach of Blankhorn. Monbriquette busting in. Good hard sticks by Chapman at the top of the triangle. Riley Chapman all the way over to Lister. Lister back over to Will. Great puck or ring movement. Apologies. Ring movement. Chapman surveys the scene. Circles along the half boards. Looking for a lane or a pass. Chapman comes all the way back down to other Chapman. Chapman to Dunn. Dunn off the post, the far side. Team Nova Scotia comes up with it. 8:45 left in the game. Good stretch pass by Team Nova Scotia. One-on-one, Monbriquette spins. Oh, a little bit of contact. Lister on Blankhorn. Seems okay. Chapman left the ring because they were in the crease and couldn't touch it. Dyer comes in there, a little bit of contact along the boards. Nagel has it along the half boards here now. Nagel drops it down low for Monbriquette. Monbriquette behind the goalie. Blankhorn. Monbriquette drops it. Lister and Marlborough. Oh, and they get through Lister, and Marlborough is able to hand it back to Blankhorn. Blankhorn's going to start. Drops it below the goal line for Lister. Lister working against Daigle. Good DDD support. Marlborough comes up with it. Daigle working hard on Lister. Man on. Miller able to drop it all the way down low. Duty working hard on her. Faulkner comes in at the top of the triangle and shoots it just over the net. Calgary-Bold maintains possession with 3 seconds left. Miller looks to reset it. Good hard stick by Adams. 7:33 left. Holt to start for Team Nova Scotia. Adams picks it up. Loops behind the net. Daigle coming on the high. Working hard against Landers. Landers with a good stick. Marlborough on this side of the blue line. Daigle takes that shot away. Trying to clear. Daigle drops it down to Duty. Adams through the crease. Adams skated through the crease, folks, right in front of Blankhorn. So Blankhorn will start it with a free ring. Drops it over to Landers. Landers skating along the boards. Comes out to the middle. Up to Miller. Miller working against Duty. Duty comes up with it. Daigle comes over the ringette line. Drop pass to Whitty. Whitty and Adams down low below the ringette line. Alphen at the top of the triangle, working with Marlborough and Landers on D. Whitty waiting for a change. Whitty coming in, looking for some help. Good solid D by Marlborough, forcing it to the outside. Looking for a reset, no problem for Blankhorn on that. Glove save. But they do get to reset, and they'll start again. Doyle and Adams. Doyle drops it all the way to the far side. Driving to the top of the triangle, sticks on it. Thorpe gets a shot off, but Blankhorn comes up with that save as well. Blankhorn wasn't able to get it out of her glove, so it's a 5-second violation, and it'll be a free ring for Team Nova Scotia. 6:18 left in the fourth, folks. Galbraith at the top of the triangle for Calgary-Bold with Walter and Searchy on D. Thorpe down below the ringette line. Fran over on the half boards. Looping high. Doyle doesn't like the lane. Looking for somebody. Comes all the way over. Fran picks it up. Fran looking for a shot. Looking for a lane. Nothing there. Loops around the Walter side. Galbraith. Oh, back into Walter. She knocks that down. 7 seconds in the shot clock. Sturchy comes up with it against Thorpe. Sturchy looking for some support. Thorpe picks her pocket. Driving. Triangle's a little broken. Thorpe gets a shot off up high on Blankhorn. Blankhorn's able to make that save. There's crease violation against Sturchy, Calgary-Bold, so it'll be a free ring for Team Nova Scotia. Chapman done out for Calgary-Bold. Dreyer to take it for Team Nova Scotia, the free ring. Dreyer over to Nagel. Nagel back to Dreyer. Dreyer all the way over. It's a pulled goalie by Team Nova Scotia. Doyle and Monbriquette down low, working against Lister, Will, and Chapman in the triangle. Monbriquette comes out front. Nagel picks it up all the way through the crease. 10 seconds shot clock. Oh, tries for a one-timer with Duty. Lister fires it up into the neutral zone. Oh, goalie wasn't back yet. Didn't see. Dunn slowing it down. Dunn back over to Chapman. Chapman over to Chapman. Back over to Chapman, below the net. Chapman up to Dunn. 10 seconds in shot clock. Less than 5 minutes left now, folks. Good hard stick by Team Nova Scotia. Dunn's able to come back up with it. It was a reset. A little bit of contact at the top of the triangle. McDonald up to Nagel. All the way down for Montbriquet. Good hard stick by Calgary-Bold on Montbriquet. Just enough draw weight into the neutral zone. Will had it. Stoppage of play. Falling all over here a little bit. Looks like it's a free ring for Team Nova Scotia with 4:29 left. Elfin, Faulkner, and Miller out with Landers and Marlborough on the back end. Daigle all the way behind the net for Team Nova Scotia. Good hard pass up. Adams busts in. Shot just over Blankhorn. Daigle comes up with a possession, drops it to Adams. Adams looking for lane. Landers forced into the outside. Elfin top of the triangle. Adams gets it all the way over to Daigle. Doyle coming in. Oh, good hard shot, just wide of Blankhorn. Marlborough comes up with it. Good forecheck by Team Nova Scotia. Landers going to start behind her net. Daigle forcing her a little bit of contact, forces her off. It's a delayed call. Adam touches it, and it'll be a hooking call against Team Nova Scotia Daigle at 3:50 in the fourth. That's number 12 Daigle for Team Nova Scotia for a hook at 3:50 in the fourth. Beauview line is out for Calgary-Bold. McKnight, Galbraith, and Rudnicki. Walter and Sturchy on the back end for Calgary-Bold. Adams is out there for Team Nova Scotia. McKnight picks it up, loops back below the net, all the way up to Rudnicki. Rudnicki looking for some support. Rudnicki back to McKnight. McKnight driving, tries to go backhand. Good stick by Team Nova Scotia. Galbraith, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Galbraith drops for McKnight. McKnight back to Galbraith. Another good stick by Team Nova Scotia. Comes up over the ringette line. Looking for that reset. And good defensive effort by Team Nova Scotia to negate that opportunity. Team Nova Scotia to start behind. That's Montbriquet. Busting out into the neutral zone. They're happy to just fire it down low. Adams going to pick it up. Gets tied up a little bit with Walter. And it's a goalie ring call. 3 minutes left in the game, folks. Walter to pick it up. Walter and Sturchy out there for D partners. Walter up into Chapman. Chapman does come up with it. Chapman all the way down low for Dunn. Dunn backhand pass to Chapman just out of her reach. Two Nova Scotia players battle along the side. Can't quite see it. It's a little bit of a whiteout down there in that corner. Chapman to Chapman. Chapman comes up with it. Chapman over to Dunn. Dunn going to loop below the goal line. Over to Chapman. Chapman looking for lane. Team Nova Scotia doing a great job forcing the outside. Trying to make that pass. They do come up with it. D to D, but it looks like one of the defensemen or the center skated through the crease for a crease violation with 2:18 left in the game for a free ring for Calgary-Bold. Miller, Faulkner, and Elfin for Calgary-Bold. Miller over to Elfin. Elfin dropping below the net. Duty's out there for Team Nova Scotia. Stundon, forcing to the outside. Back over to Miller. Miller with a little bit of spin move. Team Nova Scotia player goes down. Miller drops it for Elfin. Elfin with a shot. Great save by Holt. Quick ring toss over for Team Nova Scotia. They jam away at it. Team Nova Scotia still has possession. Calgary-Bold causes a turnover. Faulkner rather comes up with it. Faulkner along the half boards. Drops it for Alphen. Alphen skates behind the net. 1:20 left in the game, folks. Over to Faulkner. Faulkner busting in. He's got a bit of a lane, looking for that shot. Decides to go back to Alphen. Duty comes up with it. Duty over to Dyer. Dyer behind the net. Dyer looking up into the neutral zone to Monbriquet. Monbriquet and Miller battle a little bit on the blue line. Back to Duty. Duty looking for some help. Gets it back over. Oh, long shot from the neutral zone. Bouncing ring. Blankhorn comes up with it. Quick up to Marlborough from Galbraith. Marlborough drops it back down for Rudnicki. Rudnicki finds Galbraith just out of her reach. She's still working on it. Galbraith comes all the way down low for McKnight. McKnight makes a great stab on the goal line. 30 seconds left. McKnight back down to Galbraith. Galbraith all the way back behind the net for Chuckles. Chuckles over to McKnight. McKnight back to Chuckles. 20 seconds left. And 30-second shot violation with 16 seconds left in the game. Pull to start. One last rush for Team Nova Scotia up into the neutral zone. Sturchy able to knock that away. Rudnicki comes up with it. Rudnicki over to McKnight. Galbraith picks up that loose ring and fires it back down into the offensive zone. And that concludes the game, a 4-1 win for Calgary-Bold over Team Nova Scotia to go 5-0 in the round robin, folks. They've earned their bye to the quarterfinal. Calgary-Bold will get a bye to the quarterfinal, going 5-0 in the round robin. Congratulations to them. $212 folks streaming. They appreciate Nathan behind the camera. Always a pleasure. Glad you folks were able to join us. Don't forget to drink some Gatorade tonight and hydrate, being one of our sponsors. It's going to be a long day tomorrow as well. Happy you could join us. Take care. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope we can catch another game tomorrow.
My ears are hot. That's the last game of the night, though. Hot ears.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm tired.